University of South Australia researchers are calling for exercise to be a mainstay approach for managing depression, as a new study shows that physical activity is 1.5 times more effective than counseling or the leading medications.
New research published in leading ocean policy journal Marine Policy has highlighted the successful management of white shark cage diving in South Australia. Neptune Islands, off the Eyre Peninsula, remains one of the few places in the world and the only place in Australia to offer shark cage diving.
Researchers from the University of Queensland have identified a gene associated with an increased risk of Parkinson's disease also contributes to a buildup of cell debris in the brain. Dr. Adikunal Badamosi from the Queensland Brain Institute said the discovery could change the focus of Parkinson's disease treatment.
2 newer simplified treatment options are at least as effective as current approaches, according to the results of an international clinical trial into second-line HIV therapy led by the Kirby Institute at UNSW Sydney and presented today at the Conference on Retroviruses and Opportunistic Infections, CROI, in Seattle.
Italian scientists rummaging around in the bones of 2,000-year-old Milanese people say that the average height of the region has remained unchanged. The team looked at exhumed bones of 549 people buried in Milan over the last 2 millennia, and say the height of men averaged 168.5 centimeters, and 157.8 centimeters for women.
New estimates by Melbourne Climate Futures researchers shows that health impacts from vehicle emissions are likely to be far higher than previous figures informing policy decisions. While significant public funds are rightly spent raising awareness for the accident road toll, traffic pollution causes 10 times more premature deaths than road accidents, which killed 1,123 people in 2021.
Abundant marine animals and habitats of the Great Australian Bight rely on a complex food chain which South Australian scientists have taken another step towards fathoming. In a new study in the journal Oceanologia, experts have described how the ocean's tiniest plants, called pico and nanophytoplankton, underpin the relatively stable stock of zooplankton species that support the region's vast marine food web.
The University of South Australia is ensuring that mental health and well-being remain a top priority in rural communities as a grassroots well-being and suicide prevention tool is launched today to support Australian farmers. The free online multimedia site, Taking Stock, has been designed by and for Australian farmers, to help them tackle the everyday struggles of living on the land.
A team of researchers have highlighted human-wildlife conflict as one of the globe's most pressing human development and conservation dilemmas. New research, published in Communications Biology, assessed 133 countries where 18 large carnivores ranged, and found that a person farming with cattle in a developing country, such as Kenya, Uganda or India, were up to 8 times more economically more vulnerable than those living in developed economies such as Sweden, Norway, or the U.S.
In 2020, a woman died every 2 minutes during pregnancy or childbirth, according to a UN report. The researchers put together estimates on maternal deaths from 2000 to 2020, and say deaths are mostly concentrated in the poorest parts of the world, with severe bleeding, high blood pressure, infections and unsafe abortions among the main contributors. In Australia and New Zealand, however, the rate of deaths due to pregnancy and childbirth reduced by 35% between 2016 and 2020.